Hi, today we'll dive deeper into how the workshops in Palantir can be converted to a React app. We already presented in another session on one of the workshop conversion, but we did not get into the details of how it happens. And today we'll get into that. So we have another workshop that we thought like we'll use it, why not? We have one of the speedrun workshops one of our Palantir developers have used. And this Speedrun Workshop is basically a portal for managing orders. A lot of orders in different states, closed, assigned, and open. And you can see by day this graph is showing what state it is in. And then it also has the details in a table here and also some filters on the left hand side that we can take this and convert to a React app. So before I go there, let me show you the VS Code. We have OE Foundry tools, and in this OE Foundry tools, there is the Chrome extension that we have. And once you install the Chrome extension, you will get this Chrome extension here. It shows the OE Foundry tool. It auto identifies your workshop based on the page you are in, and then all other parameters that uh, you may need for conversion. So once it identifies all of this stuff, then all I have to do is I have to select whether it has to work with mock data or a Palantir data itself, and then start conversion. For expediency purposes, I've already converted this, and you can see that the converted one. And for looking at what are all the things that are converted, we have a launcher that you can use. And the launcher is here, and the launcher here showcases that this particular workshop was converted. And the most important thing is what are all the things that it used to convert. So there are 4 5 agents that are all working together to make this happen. And these agents output documentation to understand exactly what's going on with respect to the Foundry workshop itself. So if there is this product definition, it defines the product, what does it do, define on those orders in box and order management dashboard, and then what is the business domain. It gives all the details and what are all the different objects and the attributes from the ontology it uses, and then screens and widgets and things like that. So that's what the product definition will do. And then there is detailed UI description that goes into the detail of every widget, how all those widgets work. So that's the detail that it generates. And then we also have a lot of variables that is used in this, and all those variables and their metadata is all captured in JSON. And then finally the wireframe itself, like how it should look, the generated based on the screenshots, we identify how the React application should look, which is to mimic the exact look and feel of a workshop. But here is where we can be more inventive, we can make it better and all that stuff. For now we are just mimicking it as it is, and then later it's all the question of generation of the widgets, and then the code with respect to all the TypeScript related that you see here, and also with the test cases and everything. So these are all the generated artifacts. So once they're generated, what you can do is it's running in Node. So you would have a server running. This is for my Foundry Tools folder, and if you look at the folder itself, so it'll have, I'm trying to list the files here. My computer is very busy, so it didn't take my keystrokes. But anyway, coming back to this, you have this conversion information, and then if you want to debug and figure out what's going on, all of that stuff is all here. And you can open the converted application, and the converted application, I clicked on that, and you'll see that this is the React of the exact workshop. So if we compare, there was 619 closed, and even in the other one, 619 was closed. And then there is the filters, and there is the data. So exactly the same kind of information. The colors are a bit different, but those things you can play with, and you can make things better. So let's do something by filtering data here and see how that would work. So I clicked on this experience because of my browser. But anyway, you get the idea. The process it goes through. Let me go into the code here. The process it goes through are across these commands: the analysis, the conversion, evaluation, extraction, and prototyping. These are the steps. And once it just gets generated, it gets generated under an output folder, and each one of those generations, what you see in application launcher is the projects that you see here. And under this you will see that the workshops, the modules, the React app, the actual React app itself, and those things are generated here. So once that is generated, then you can do the OE Foundry server start, under which the node application runs, and you will see application right here. So that's the okay. We've gone to the Palantir's search window. Let's me click here. Okay, and then we do 30-inch monitor. Let's say that's what we are doing here, and let's see what results we get. This is inside Palantir, and while we are doing this, we can go to the converted React application. All right, now let's do the same thing here. 30-inch monitor. It's loading. So while it is loading this, let's go back to our workshop and see what the results are. All right, in the 30-inch monitor, the closed are 67, 24, and 76, and you can see that the assignee is Gail Weber, Latoya Volkowski, and the customer name. Like, we can make note of a couple of things here, and then we can go back and see whether we got similar results over here too. I clicked on it. Takes a little while, and you see Gail Weber, Latoya, same, 67, assigned, same information. So all took like maybe 20 minutes to make all of this happen. The most time consuming part of all of this stuff is generally the conversion part of it, and then after that, like, installing all the dependencies, package dependencies, and all that stuff that happens. That's the only thing, and you don't need to leave any of these browsers for you to do this, but that's the process, and that's the deep dive that we have for today. If you have any questions, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help you with your workshops that you want to convert to a React app. Thanks.